What's going on? Alin here, LCopyGo, and today I'm going to explain 3 copywriting frameworks that you can use to write ads, emails, video hooks, whatever it is that you want. If you write copy, you can use these anywhere, anytime. In fact, there are a ton more than just 3 copywriting frameworks, but these are my tried and true, used forever, all the time frameworks that have been used by legends like Gary Bencivenga and Gary Halbert, John Carlton, Ben Settle, Kevin Rogers, and all these cats have been using these frameworks forever. So I'm gonna explain them to you, break them down as easily and simply as I possibly can so you can watch this video and start making your copy instantly better. But before we dive into that, it would mean the world to me if you hit the like button on this video and hit subscribe to this channel. That'll tell me that, hey, you really like the content that I'm putting out and you want me to continue putting out more free content just like this on YouTube for you every single week. And I'm gonna continue to do that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Stick around to the end. I have a gift for you. So let's dive right in. All right, I've got my handy dandy iPad and this beautiful doc that I have whipped together, which by the way, if you want this doc that I am going through to explain these frameworks, it's in the description below. You can just pop in the description, hit the link, drop your email, tell me where to send it, and I'll send it right over to you ASAP. All right, so let's dive right in. The first copywriting framework that I want to explain is AIDA. Okay, so AIDA was made famous really by Gary Halbert, who was the highest paid copywriter alive in the 80s, 90s, all the way till the lower 2000s when he passed away in 2007. He was really competing with Gary Bencivenga as the highest paid copywriter, but nobody's gonna take the throne as one of the greats, and he used AIDA in almost all of his sales letters, including the coat of arms sales letter that we are going to break down today, which was his highest paid and most famous sales letter. But AIDA, in its simplest form, is an acronym for attention, interest, desire, action. Okay, that's what AIDA means. And the goal of AIDA is to grab their attention, keep them interested, keep the reader interested, make them want it, whatever your product is, and tell them what to do. Simple as that, no overcomplicating, okay? Grab their attention, keep them interested, make them want it, tell them what to do. Now, let me give you some examples of what that looks like so it can come to life for you. Example number 1, this is Gary Halbert's coat of arms, okay? It's some snippets out of his sales letter. So I'm gonna show you exactly how him, the legend, the GOAT of AIDA, used to use AIDA throughout his sales letter, okay? And then I'll show you some practical examples of how it'd be used in context today on platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn and stuff like that. So A for attention. Dear friend, what you are about to read is the most exciting and unusual letter you have received. Okay, that officially has my attention because he's telling me what I'm about to read is the most exciting and unusual. I love those power words there, exciting, unusual, that you have received, okay? It doesn't tell me who it's for. He doesn't make me a promise. He doesn't tell me he's gonna sell me something. He doesn't do any of that because the first line of AIDA is attention. Your job is to solely grab as much attention as you possibly can. That's it. And if you grab the attention, then they'll read the second line. That's the goal of your first line. And in AIDA, the attention part is usually the headline. So you get a big bold headline. In the coat of arms letter, there was no headline. It was just the first line. Okay, so it looked like a plain old letter. But in this sense, the headline there is the dear friend, what you're about to read is the most exciting and unusual letter you have received. That is the grabber where everybody who's reading that should be like, okay. And you keep going. Now, interest is where you pique their interest to continue reading. Again, the goal of the first line is to get them to read the second. The goal of the second line is to get them to read the third. The goal of the third line is to get them to read the fourth. And if they read 4 lines, they'll probably read everything that you wrote. So that's why AIDA is so powerful. Now, moving on to interest. It's about an opportunity to own something that has never been offered before, a work of art that is unique to your family name. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. No pun intended. For the interest side, it now starts to make it about them. You now start to hone in on your target audience. And I'll give you an even better example in the next one. But in this one, he's now talking about the reader. So he's got the reader's attention. I want you to read this unusual, exciting letter. It's kind of generalistic. It doesn't give me much. But then interest is like a work of art about my family. Okay, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, well, I've now piqued your interest to a new level. My family, work of art. If you're not interested in that sort of thing, you'll likely bounce off at this stage. And that's fine, because at this point, we're trying to get high quality people to continue reading what we have to offer. So now you have their attention, you increase their interest. Now you need to increase their desire. You have to make them want what you are about to show them, your product, your service, your offer, okay? So we said it's a work of art that's unique to your family name. Next is desire. Imagine owning a beautiful coat of arms, custom designed just for your family based on historical research. Picture it framed on your wall, a symbol of your family's legacy and distinction. You read this and your desire increases, okay? You learned what it was a second ago, a work of art that's unique to me, and then it increases desire. This beautiful, he puts an image in your head where you're like, okay, now I'm imagining it on the wall, above the mantle, the fire's going, people come by the house and they say, what's that? And I say, oh, let me show you. Yeah, my sophistication, I look smart, I get to talk to people. He's making me desire it, okay? So I'm reading this, and I say, my family's legacy, my distinction, okay? All these things are now running. And then the action, obviously, is a longer letter than just these 4 lines, but towards the end, he says, to get a personalized family coat of arms, fill out the enclosed form and mail it today. Act quickly. This offer is only available for a limited time. Okay, so in this, he says exactly what to do next. There's no guessing. Okay, fill out the enclosed form step by step, like literally, like fill out this form. Mail it today. Okay, like that's the exact thing. You need to tell your people what to do next, okay? You got their attention, you got them interested, you increase their desire, and now they need to take action. Now that is direct response copywriting. So that's our first example. The next example is one that I wrote, and this was a tweet. It was a thread that went pretty viral for me. And so it was really, really simple. So attention is, my kids aren't going to college. This will grab a lot of people's attention because it contradicts society. Okay, so most people want their kids to go to college. They talk about college as being some kind of high society. It's hilarious. Any of these things. And so now I've captured a lot of people's attention because I said something contradictory to what the typical person thinks. My kids should go to college. I want my kids to go to college, but here's me as a dad saying, my kids aren't going to college, okay? So I've captured your attention. Huh? What's this guy thinking? And then I say interest. Instead of wasting 4 years of a college degree, instead of wasting 4 years of degree, typo, I am going to teach them copywriting. I like this because it's emotionally driven. Instead of wasting 4 years of degree, here's what I'm doing. I'm emotionally driving the people that did go to college and they're like, wasted. I didn't waste my time, my money. So now some people feel like, oh, they got that emotional attention, and they say, and I'm creating a new narrative. I say, instead of wasting a degree, I'm going to teach them copywriting. So I'm creating this interest that copywriting might be more valuable than a 4-year degree. So if you're interested in not wasting your life going to college, or you might be interested in copywriting, you're interested in a track for your life, I have your attention and I have your interest. I've increased that, okay? Next is desire. Now I'm gonna make them want to desire my product, copywriting. I teach copywriting. I'm gonna make them desire. They'll be making 6 figures working 4 hours a day without ever driving to an office or working for a boss. Now I've increased the desire of copywriting itself. I've stated lots of benefits to understanding copywriting, to which you don't get from college, okay? Coming out the gate, you're gonna be making 6 figures a year. College can't promise you that, okay? Not even close. Sometimes, maybe, depending on your degree, but very unlikely. working 4 hours a day. That's half the time that most people on this earth work, without ever driving to an office. Yeah, good luck college promising that. Or working for a boss. So I just created benefit. So their desire is like, oh my God, how do I learn this copywriting thing? And then I'll lead them, read this to see how you can do the same. And then I write a nice little article, LinkedIn thread, whatever, that gets them to get more information, to which I plug my email list, plug my product, sell them something, all because I used Ada. So the hook was there: attention, interest, desire, action. That was a really, really good one. Next up, here's a great one from Justin Welsh on Twitter. This was a Twitter thread that he did. Attention, today, my little one-person business crossed 7.5 million in total revenue. Whoa, that is really interesting, because one-person business crossing 7.5 million in revenue. That's insane. You have my interest, especially if I'm a business guy, an entrepreneur. Honestly, if I'm just Joe Schmo on the street, I'm like, how did this guy do that? Next is the interest. It took 1,712 days, specificity. I ran 0 ads, and operate at about 91% margin. You officially have my interest, because not only did you cross 75 million or 7.5 million, you did it in almost like record time. It's like 5 years, 6 years, whatever it is, with 0 ads, and you make way more profit than 90% of the people I know. So now, not only were you interested in him just making that much money, you were interested in how the heck did he do it with those stipulations, those constraints. And then you create the desire. He creates the desire for them to keep reading. Here are the 22 steps of my wild and strange journey. Well, at that point, that's all I want to do is know those 22 steps. And of course, the action, read this thread. So very simple. I mean, you literally have to put that in there, as if it wasn't enough to have everything. You literally have to say, read this thread, and people will tap and scroll and read. That's how simple it is. So that's ADA. Okay, super simple: attention, interest, desire, action. You can use it for LinkedIn, Twitter. You can use it for email, where ADA, the attention, is the subject line, and then you start writing the email with interest, desire, action, keep going, right? You could use it anywhere. Sales letters, showed you plenty of examples. So that is GOAT mode. Let's keep going to my next one, and that is BAB. All right, BAB stands for before, after, bridge. That's BAB. And what you do with BAB is you picture the problem, you picture the solution, and then you show them how to get there. So it's kind of like, hey, here's where you are today. Here's where you want to be. Here's the map to get there. That's BAB. And that's why BAB is so powerful, because BAB is a transformative version of copywriting, and everybody has a problem they want to transform, whether it's their body, they want a six-pack, or it's their money, they want more money, okay, whether it's their career, it's their sleep, it's their health, it's their sex life, it's their family life, whatever it is. Everybody has some sort of part of their life that they're trying to transform. And so you need to find out, what is the biggest problem my reader has that I have solved, and how did I solve it? And then you can use BAB all day long to show them how to do it for yourself. So BAB stands for before, after, bridge. Okay, so before the transformation, after the transformation, the bridge on how you got there. Let me give you some examples. Example one is one that I wrote. This one took off. I wrote this one on Twitter, and it blew up, and it actually sold a lot of product for me. Before, 12 months ago, I was a horrible writer. Okay, so a lot of people have that problem where they're like, oh, I'm just a bad writer, or I suck at writing, right? 12 months ago, I was a horrible writer. After, today, I'm a #1 best-selling author. Huge transformation. I went from horrible writer to best-selling author in a year. Like, people are like, how did you do that? That's the first question. How did you do that? That's how you know BAB works really, really well, when you make them think, how in the world did you do that? Because your next line is you tell them how they did that. Here are 5 tips to help you become a better writer instantly. So they'll see that and they'll be like, yes, I gotta listen to this guy. I mean, if you went from horrible writer to #1 best-selling author, yes, I want his writing tips because I want to be a better writer. So great example, super simple. And then from there, I give them 5 tips, usually in the form of an article or a thread or something. I plug my email list at the bottom, or I plug the product that will help them even further if they really, really like that. This one, I'm 99% sure I plugged my email list. That email list drove them to a product, and that product sold a ton. So I usually almost always go for email list, by the way. Let me give you another example. I used to weigh 287 pounds, okay? That's a Big problem that a lot of people have, especially in America, overweight, obese, they want to lose weight. Now I have a shredded six pack and weigh 180 pounds. So you lost 107 pounds and you are shredded. The guy reading this or the gal reading this is probably like, I wish, right? That's what you want to do. You want to tweak the emotion. Oh my gosh, what a transformation I wish I could have. And then the bridge. Here are the only 5 workouts you'll ever need to know. Coming from that transformation, you now have the authority to command whatever it is about nutrition or diet or exercise or whatever at this point. And then of course, it's a thread that leads to your email list or your product, okay? Almost always email list. Last one of BAB, and then I'll give you the last formula framework. So BAB, this one is 6 months ago, my email list was less than 100 people, okay? So my ideal reader right here is a copywriter, somebody building their brand, building their email list. Yes, I have a small email list too. Oh man, I wish I could have more. And then after, today, I have 2,000 obsessed copywriters who read my daily email. Oh my gosh, how did you get 2,000 people in 6 hours? How did this guy do that? And then the bridge, here's the exact framework I used to explode my email list. So very simple, before, after, bridge. Okay, so what's the problem that your ideal reader has today? How did you solve it? Insert your solution. Super simple, incredibly viral. You could steal that all day long. Next, let's go and talk about one of my, actually these are all 3 my favorite. They're all so good, but before I do another round on PAS, again, please, like and subscribe to the channel. If this is really, really valuable to you, it means the world to me. Now we'll continue making content like this, okay? Let's keep going. PAS, call out the problem, make it worse, give them a way out. That's what PAS is for. It stands for problem, agitate, solution, okay? So you need to call out the problem. Hey, do you have this problem? Make it worse, because sometimes when people have a problem, they're lukewarm about it, okay? They're not really trying to solve it. They're like, it's okay. They're just kind of flying by the seat of their pants. No problem. Make it worse, where you agitate the problem, where you try and make them know it's actually worse than you think it is. Okay, it instills fear, it increases emotion, and they're like, I need to solve this. Don't do this manipulatively. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is increase the emotion, because they genuinely need to solve this and maybe they're not taking it serious enough, especially when your product is really good. Okay, we're not trying to manipulate people, we're here to help them. And then we give them a way out. So problem, agitation, solution. Let me give you an example. Do you sleep less than 7 hours a night? A lot of people will probably be like, yeah, they don't think it's a big problem. And then they read the next line. Every night you do that, you corrode your brain and reduce your lifespan drastically. Oh my gosh, are you serious? You agitated the problem that they sleep less than 7 hours a night. It wasn't a big problem before. Now it's a big problem because I just told them you're corroding your brain and your lifespan is drastically reduced. So now they're like, oh my gosh. And then you give them the solution. Here are 10 tips to help you sleep 8+ hours every night. They're gonna read that immediately because they're like, oh, I need this. I need this immediately. So that's a big one right there. Next one, I didn't write this. I just want to clarify, but I thought this was really good. Is AI stealing your copywriting clients? That's a problem. Some people are like, AI stealing. I think it's so funny. I'm just like, dude, just write better than AI. That's a great, people are like, yes, yeah, like my client is like, use it. I got fired, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, agitate. AI is only getting better, making it harder and harder for you to compete. That's where you're like, oh my God, I'm sweating blood. I'm never gonna get a client again. This is bad. This is bad for me. And then it goes to the solution. Instead, here are 10 prompts, 10 AI prompts your clients don't know. Oh, I love that. That's a great line right there. That will make you look like a genius. Where you're like, oh man, they're gonna hire me to start doing even better work, and I could use AI to my advantage and all these things and blah, blah, blah. So that's a great line. You call out a problem, you agitate it, you make it worse, and then you prompt the solution. Last one on PAS, and that'll wrap up all of our frameworks. Problem, do you sit in a chair all day long? Yes, oh my gosh, I sit 7-8 hours a day, all this stuff. Sitting is the #1 cause of back pain that often leads to thousands of dollars in medication and surgery. Oh my gosh, I'm just a normal office guy going to my 9 to 5. You're telling me I'm gonna be spending thousands on medication and surgery? This is insane, right? So now you've agitated the problem, okay? Exactly how we teach. Here are 3 dead simple ways to fix your back pain almost instantly. I love the almost. Great constraint. Instantly hits into the desire. Really, really good. So that wraps us up with ADA, BAB, and PAS, my 3 favorite copywriting frameworks that you can use for ads, emails, anything that you want. If this was helpful, go to alindragu.com, subscribe to my email list, and I'm going to give you a free gift. I'm gonna give you Copywriting Catalyst, 68 cash cow copywriting tips that you can read in 90 seconds or less each tip and enjoy, learn. You'll profit from it. You'll enjoy it a ton. You'll be a better copywriter because of it. And again, thank you for the support. It means the world to me. I will continue making these videos for you. Till next time, catch you. You could watch another video. I got tons of them. You could just click the next link. What do you want to learn? I mean, I've got so much content. Are you still not subscribed? What's wrong with you? I do this for free. I mean, just subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.